a finale video on my Pan That Palette 2016. I had 4 small palettes that I was trying to work on this year, and I had been kind of holding out on putting this up. I meant to do it at the very end of the year, but then I had a few shadows that I wanted to finish up first. I didn't quite get there. I got sick of waiting around, so I figured I would just go ahead and share with you guys where I ended up, and then the ones that I do finish, I'll put them in my empties video when I'm done with them. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys the palettes that I finished and then where I'm at with the palettes that I have left. I did finish one palette completely this year, and this is just a little duo. This was the Clinique Color Surge Eyeshadow Duo in Pink Tweed. And this one just looked like this. So it had a bigger shade that was more of like a matte-ish, lighter kind of mauve pink, and then a darker shimmery burgundy-ish pink. This used to be one of my all-time favorite eyeshadows. I wore this all the time in high school. I had 2 of them. I decluttered one a couple of years ago, and then this one was barely touched, so I figured I'd finish it off. I really did like it. When I look back at videos where I had this on my eyes, I really did enjoy it. I believe that this color is discontinued now, so even if I wanted to, I couldn't go back and repurchase it. And I have other palettes that have similar colors in it now, but I really did enjoy the formula. I really liked the combination of these two, and they were really easy, everyday wearable colors. So I'm glad I got the good use out of it and finished this up. The next palette that I got closest to finishing up was my Maybelline Eye Studio palette. So this one is in Matte for Mauve. So I'm going to show you guys what it looked like last time I updated, and then I'm going to show you guys where I am now. Alright, so this is the palette now. So I finished off both of these colors quite a while ago. I told you guys many times here that I have no intention of finishing this one up. It is a pretty color, but every time I tried to use it on my eyes, I didn't end up liking the eye look, and it just faded away to nothing. And then this little section right down here is all that I have left of this dark kind of shimmery burgundy color. So I was hoping to finish this one off before I updated, but I figured I might as well just finish it up, and then you guys will see this palette in my empties video once I finish off that color. So that's all I've got left of this one. This one I've been working into the outer crease and lower lash line pretty much every day. It broke a couple of different times. I repressed it back down, and that's all I've got left of it now. The next palette that I got the most use out of was the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. So the main reason I was working on using this one up was because I broke this packaging here. So I broke that a long time ago. I think it got knocked off my desk, and it just looks pretty dingy and gross. I've had it for quite a while, and there were a couple of shades in it that were kind of broken, that I had been broken when I got it, and it just looked kind of gross. It's not because I didn't like this palette, and I still love this palette. I even love it more than I probably did then because of all the use that I got out of it. So I really enjoyed this palette, but I am going to keep using it and work on finishing up the last few colors that I have left. So first I'm going to show you guys where I was during my update last time. Here is my Naked Basics palette now. So I completely finished off Venus since my last update. That was one of the ones that I was trying to finish off before I updated. So that one I used a lot as a highlighter, and then I also used it all over the lid and in the inner corner. I really did like this color quite a bit, but I don't feel like I need it in my collection. I really did enjoy it as a highlighter, but I have other dupes of that as well. So that is not something that I would probably need again in the future. Foxy I have repressed, so it looks a little bit different than you last saw. I can't remember if I repressed it last time I updated it or not, but I repressed it and then I hit pan again down there. I used this on my brow bone. I've used these two together to set my under eye, but this I like quite a bit. I liked it a lot better once I started repressing it again because I like to use this with my finger and just swipe it over my brow bone. So I'm glad that I repressed it, but I've made good progress in that. So this probably won't take too much longer to finish up. Walk of Shame I use as a transition color between my crease color and brow bone, and then I've also used again those two to set my under eyes before. This one I made a lot of really good progress in, so I finished up pretty much all of that top corner, so now I just have this edge and this bottom part. Again, that probably won't take me too much longer to finish up. Naked 2 up here, this is all I have left, so I've been using this in my crease pretty consistently, and that's all I've got left there, so I've worked my way from the bottom to the top, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I started using Faint a little bit more, so you can see there's a slight dip in it. I started using that in my outer crease just a little bit, and it is fine. It's nothing amazing. And then Crave over here is the one, it's shattered and broke a couple times, and I probably won't ever use that black. So this is the one that I won't finish up. So if I finish up these other ones, then I'll get rid of this palette. I might even, if I finish up these 3, try to depot this one and then get rid of the rest of the palette because I don't need it. I really enjoyed using this palette. I think it's a great everyday palette. I've loved mixing it in with other palettes. So for the most part, I've been just mixing in these colors with a shimmery lid color of different types of like my single shadows and from different palettes and things like that, and getting a lot of good use out of it that way. I'm going to continue to work on it and finish it up throughout the year, but this year I think I'm going to focus on a 1 month, 1 palette type of system, so I don't know how often this is going to come into use, but we'll see. And then the last palette that I worked on is this little sampler pack. This is a Coastal Scents Reveal 2 palette sampler in Ballerina that I got in a Birchbox. This was probably the one that I worked on the least consistently, but I did get a little bit of use out of this one, so I will show you guys where I was last time I updated. Alright, and this is this palette now. So I can't remember if I showed this a close-up last time I used it or not, but this is where I'm at. So this color down here is usually the one I use all over the lid. This I usually use in the crease and outer corner. This I use in the outer corner, and this I use as a highlight. I hit pan on this one, I hit pan on this one. I think I was already close to pan when I started this year. I'm gonna make it my goal to finish up this color at least, and then I can probably get rid of this quad, because honestly I have this in a full size. I have the Reveal 2 palette in full size. I bought it because I liked this one so much. Maybe if I make a little bit more progress, but I don't think I'll finish up these two before I get rid of it. So that's kind of my goal, is just to finish up those couple, and then I'll call that one good. That is it for my update. So I felt like I made really good progress. I completely finished off one palette. I'm almost done. It'll probably just take me a couple more days with my Maybelline one. And then I'm going to keep working on the Naked Basics one and the Ballerina one when I feel like it. I had a few people ask me on my palette collection video what I planned on doing for this year, if I was going to do pan that palette or what I was going to do. I think for this year I'm going to do kind of like what Love Heatherette has been doing, and she was actually influenced by Amanda Alexander on a 1 month 1 palette. I don't know if I'm going to film that or not. I'm undecided right now. Maybe I will do just a wrap up each month about what I used and what I thought about it and how I felt, if I came up with any looks that I really liked. I'm kind of undecided on how I want to do that, but I'm not going to just focus on one palette this year, because I feel like I have so many palettes that go neglected when I do that. So I'm going to at least make sure that personally I focus on one palette each month. I haven't been yet this month because I was trying to finish up those last couple of shadows out of my Pan That palette for 2016 first. But I think that's what I'm going to do, probably starting in February. I think I might start that, because we're halfway through January already. So I might just try to finish up these couple of palettes, or maybe work a little bit more. I don't know. Undecided, but it's at least going to be that system is what I plan on doing. So I would love to know if you guys have any thoughts on any of these palettes, if you've used any of these and your thoughts on them. If you guys are doing a Pan That palette this year, or if you're doing like a 1 month 1 palette, whatever you're doing, let me know that in the comments below. I would love to hear that. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. If you want to check out my other videos and see how I progress through the year, you can click here and there's a playlist. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.